four, three, two, one, go!
Yo, good evening, good people. Y'all know what time it is, baby. It's AA Sports, straight sports, no chaser. And you got the super team of sports talk here with y'all on one half of it. Diego Barishnikov, the Black Dominican Russian, checking in with my main man, my partner in crime. They call him the 6 foot and under post-up champ. Tell these people who you are.
Man, what's good, good people? It's your boy, Uncle Hate, the other A in AA Sports, broadcasting live here on a Wednesday with a funny story to start the show off.
What's
you
you
ever
got?
had one of them times where you didn't feel like going to the liquor store, but you knew you needed some liquor? Well, in this case here, I just didn't feel like going. It's pretty cold. Because I remember that my OG at work shot me some moonshine. It's been in my refrigerator for months. It came through. It's ice cold, too. Shout out to my OG at work, the OG Freddie. Looked out for me.
Hey, Freddie, hey, that was a good gift right there, Freddie.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, you got some shine, some shinny, some people like to call it.
We're going to see which way this goes tonight.
Yeah, your chest's going to be feeling real warm in a second.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. What's up, good people? Y'all know what time it is, like my man said, man. We here again. We hit y'all last week. It was a little different show, though. We had some guests. Again, shout out to my man Glass at Get With It Sports and the boy Q and JB over at Team Boy TV. Thank them for joining us. Some of our urban arena. Absolutely. Some of our urban arena affiliates. So we had a good show last week talking about the NFC, AFC championship games, and then a little bit of Super Bowl talk. We're going to do some more Super Bowl talk tonight, give our official picks. Also talk about a little bit of basketball, some other things that have made the headlines. So on and so forth. As y'all know, always continue to tune in. If you watch us on the YouTube channel, continue to watch us there. Watch, like, then hit the subscribe button. You know the routine. Leave some comments after you're done. And then those of you that listen to us on the go on either podcast platform, whether it be iTunes or Spreaker, we appreciate that support as well. All right, we're going to get right on into it. Y'all know how we do. We start the show off with Open Bar, our segment we like to call Something Like the News. We're a little light on news stories this week, but I did have one that I'm going to share with y'all real quick.
I got something for the people we're going to do after you do your story. You know.
Okay. All
Super
right,
Bowl
cool.
week, you got to give out a little bit of advice. These folks new to the A.
You know what? You're absolutely right. Yeah, absolutely right. Yeah, we can. That'll be enough in itself right there to cover the lack of storage that we got. My sister actually sent me this story. I think. What's homeboy's name? Emmanuel Franklin, 19-year-old from Sumter, South Carolina. This fool is accused of blackmailing his own mama after he led her to believe that he was going to be kidnapped and killed if she didn't pay $130.
He must have wanted some sneakers.
She got a call. Dude was frantic, saying she need to go put $130 in a mailbox on XYZ Street. I ain't going to say the street. But she needed to get there with that $130 and get there fast, or these folks was going to kill him. Now, most of the details are not really here with the story. They just kind of gave a brief summary. But, bruh, that's the exact amount. That's like, you said there's some J's. He ain't getting no J's for $130.
I said some sneakers. Them ain't no J's.
Oh, right.
He might have got some Air Max, some 95s.
Maybe I'm thinking a bill. You know, 19, maybe he just moved out. You know, sometimes you just move out, you that age, and you think you got it under control.
he had his chest puffed out. I don't need no damn help. I got it. And left.
You know what I'm saying? You go off on your manager. You go off on your manager one day at work. Next thing you know, your hours is cut.
There you go.
You know, but that's funny and sad at the same damn time.
We hear a lot of that lately, though, with people faking kidnappings and shootings, and why? And there ain't even a lot of money they doing this for.
Right. robbing like Little Caesars and shit. Like I don't understand what's going on with people. But hey, some people out here getting it how they getting it how they live.
I'm gonna tell
Times
you
is
one
hard.
reason why I ain't had no homework this week. I
Uh-oh.
felt bad, man. Last time we was on here and I did homework, man, I did nothing but fucked up stories, man. I said I gotta fall back. I started looking for nothing but positive news because I couldn't find shit. That's all I had was negative like 2 weeks ago. I was like, I can't.
Hey, we might have to go out here and create our own positive stories because it ain't you know how the media roll. You know how the media
nothing, cuz. Now, if I wanted to more that negative, I would have had a full clip today, but now I want to stay off of it this week.
Hey man, the negative stories is what keep people employed.
Absolutely.
Keep them employed. Speaking of kidnappings and robbings and what have you, it's a good segue into what we was just talking about. All right, people, if y'all here for the Super Bowl, hey, gonna start us off with some tips. If you don't live in Atlanta or you ain't familiar with Atlanta, you need to have your pen, your paper, your Galaxy Note with the stylus, your iPad, whatever you got, you need to take notes if you're coming out to the Super Bowl this weekend. Start us off, hey. And it's gonna be random.
Yeah, it's gonna be random. You know, I'm gonna start off with some strip club help. Some of you cats gonna go to the famous Atlanta strip clubs, and you're gonna get you a girl. She gonna get the dancing. Listen to the song, people, because they're gonna cut them songs up this weekend, especially. What, a minute, 2?
I'm giving them 2.5 at the most.
Girl gonna be dancing. You gonna be thinking, oh, it's love, and she gonna turn around and be like, all right, that's $100. Now, in most cases, a dance in a decent club is $10. You in a hood club, you looking at $5. If you at a $5 dance club, oh, there we go. My bad. All right, if you at a $5 club and the girl's dancing and she turn around and hit you for $100, she got you, B. That's one. Listen to the songs. Number two.
Please do.
Number 2. These girls on these streets who might want to offer you some thing, be careful. Because she's probably going to set you up and get you robbed. That happens a lot here. A whole lot here.
Right.
These chicks have been waiting on this for a year, B. A year or better. Just planning on, I'm about to come up Super Bowl weekend. Be careful out there. My view thing. But anywho, you got a few? Because I'm thinking, and I went real random with that.
I mean, if you happen to drive down here, I know a lot of people probably going to be flying in, but if you happen to live in close proximity and you drive into Atlanta to save money on flights because they're expensive as hell,
yes.
Or if you are flying in and you're getting to rent a car, what have you, if you are driving around the city this weekend and you need to stop and get gas, let me explain something to you. You shouldn't do this shit anyway. This should not even be something that we have to give a PSA about, but especially don't do it here because we know it's cold and, and people like to leave their cars.
Yeah. I know where you're going. Yes.
Do not leave your car running at the gas station if you come into Atlanta this weekend, because when you come out, you may be standing there wondering what the hell happened to your car.
There is a caveat to that. Leave your car running if you upside down and you trying to get off from under that car.
That is true as well. That is true as well. But it's not taking these cats long. They calling them sliding robbers or sliding crew or something to that effect. But
didn't that happen to old boy with the Falcons the other week? Calvin Ridley?
Exactly. Calvin Ridley got a couple of weeks ago. Went into the store for a hot second. Came out, gone.
That's just dumb, though.
Ain't nothing like walking back out of an establishment and you can see your car going out of the parking lot, making a right going down the street and you ain't in it behind the wheel. So
Even
please.
when I'm moving fast, I wouldn't do that. Even when I'm moving fast. And another thing. You see young Carlos out there outside of Mercedes-Benz and he telling you he got you a ticket for $1,000. I wouldn't trust it. If it was me, I wouldn't trust it. Because a lot of people been getting got with these sporting events, buying these bootleg ass tickets, and people, they're pretty good. They can make them tickets look real good. And then you sit there and get to the front thinking you about to go in and get turned away. It's not a good look. Not a good look at all. But, keep your head on swivel. Don't trust everybody you see out there in the streets. People will rob you in Atlanta. It's pretty rough here. Everybody's moving here now. Just protect yourself at all times. I think that's the best way to leave it.
Right. And it's not and of course, certain stuff happen in all cities, but
Yeah.
just because you may be in a nice area, you may be in Buckhead or you may be downtown, midtown, and you see nice buildings and things, that is not deter these people from still robbing you. Normally, people think as long as I stay out of the hood or I don't go to the hood areas, I should be straight. Nah, it does not matter. They will get you. Ask some of the jokers.
Kidnapping folks at high-end apartment complexes in the garages. I'm talking kidnapping. So
ask the kids over at Georgia Tech.
Yes, sir.
When they walk into Papa John's to get pizza and get food, they getting robbed all the time. So please, just be careful when you come. We want everybody to enjoy the city, experience it if you've never been here. I know a lot of people think a lot of things about Atlanta if you don't live here, what you see on TV. Some of it is absolutely true, but there's a lot to Atlanta. Some of it, a lot to Atlanta that you don't necessarily know about, and we don't want you to get out here caught slipping. We'll give them a couple strip club recommendations if they come. I know one of my main recommendations is always going to be the Blue Flame.
Blue Flame will cut them songs on you, though. They will.
They're going to cut them songs. Them dances is $5. It is a small, compact hot box, but that's always been one of my favorites.
Hey, that's supporting black business too per Killer Mike.
That's right. That's right. You're right about that. Killer Mike, let it be known that is a black establishment. So if you got time between now and the weekend, you want to see what the Blue Flame is about, it's a little taste of it. Go watch one of those episodes that Killer Mike did on the Trigger Warning series on Netflix, and it'll tell you a little bit about the flame.
Everybody don't have Magic City money. Y'all need to be careful. Everybody ain't got that. So.
Right. Now, if you know what I'm saying, you came with some nice piece of change in your pocket, or if you want to go see what the hype is all about, going down to Magic City. I haven't been to Magic City in years. Now, to my understanding right now, those dances going about $20, $25 a pop. So,
good Lord. I've never been to Magic City.
So, Magic City going to cost you a pretty penny, especially this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, and there's a few others out there, but we ain't going to spend too much time on that. DM one of us. If you need to know further, and if you're paying, I'll be happy to show you around the city.
Absolutely.
I won't rob. All right, let's get on into it. Let's talk Super Bowl, baby.
I gotta admit, cuz I'm not excited about the Super Bowl this year.
I mean,
it's like watching Friday the 13th Part 9. It's like Jason's always there. And I want them to lose, but I don't feel too excited. I don't feel too positive about them losing this game. So I guess that's why I'm like, meh.
Speaking of the Patriots.
Yeah. Speaking of the Patriots.
Yeah. See, I'm in a no-win situation because I don't want to see. One half of me doesn't want to see the Patriots win again, of course, but I can't root for the Rams because that's a division rival. So the next best thing is me, kind of being, wanting to be
a good game.
With that, and I like the history of the game and everything too. So, I say one half of me is tired of seeing Brady don't win. The other half of me wants to see the history part of it, and I just want to see how many they can actually win before they're gone. And so I think each one of their games, no matter how many times they've been there, how many times all their games are good. They have never not been in a Super Bowl that wasn't close. They came down to like the last drive pretty much, or at least the last couple drives. All of them have been close, if I'm not mistaken. They haven't blown anybody out.
No, they haven't. That's a good point.
Right. So I'm expecting a good game. Even though I don't want the Rams to win, I can see that actually happening.
In the back of my mind, I think there's a way for them to get it done.
Yeah, it's a formula.
But then at the same time, Brady and them, I mean, oh my God, people, we're still here and doubt us shit. Oh my God, that sickens me even more. Because y'all act like people just counted y'all out for real. Now, truth be told, I picked against you most of them games, yeah. But hell, y'all act like y'all was just some bums who was lucky to get here. Didn't they win like 11 games still?
I mean, they did, but I get where they're coming from too, because I mean, we said it here too. The reason that we didn't pick them the first round of the playoff games is because they didn't look all that hot at the end of the season, quite frankly. And when they won the first game against the Chargers, I thought the Chargers was going to win because I didn't think that New England had it. And
I picked them too, but I don't believe it was as national as they make it seem, though. A lot of folk, I mean, do you recall it being like that, where everybody was against them? To not win that game, at least?
Yeah, and I was gonna say I think it's more about because there was a lot of analysts like, "Hey, is this team done? They ain't been what they normally are. The offense ain't explosive. The defense ain't. It's just middle. It ain't all that." So yeah, the stuff was out there.
Yeah.
So in one part of it, I can see where they're coming from, but yeah, it is getting a little old and overblown because yeah, you've been here 8-9 times. So even with that little bit of talk that was going on about y'all, I mean, come on. I know I quickly got off of it. I picked against them that one game, and I was like, yeah, what the hell was I thinking? It's the Patriots. They're going to morph into something different every game. So I don't think this one's going to be any different.
Yeah. And I guess it's just everybody needs motivation. I don't think this team necessarily needed it, but to get that going into the playoffs, they were Gucci. That's a rallying cry to get everybody going. So, I think
and when you've been there that many times, you can get fatigued. Look at the Warriors in basketball right now. Sometimes they just look disinterested. Now, the last couple weeks they've been kicking ass. But the first part of the season, they just kind of look disinterested. So, sometimes
I don't blame them in that case. I don't blame that team in that case. Now, with the Patriots, with what they got in front of them, I mean, for the most part, they've held it down. They look raggedy toward the end there. Gronk, he needs to go ahead and retire. And,
I think it started after the Miami game.
I was going to say Tennessee before that. Because remember, Tennessee kicked their ass. Miami stole that game.
I say after Miami stole that game, though, then they followed that up with the loss to the Steelers, I think. And you remember they at one point they had lost home field advantage.
They did.
And they really only got it back because Houston slipped up. Yeah. So it was some slippage there toward the end of the season that, that made myself and a lot of people say, well, hey, maybe it's time for this team to be done. Because I think what everybody's trying to do with the Patriots, myself included, you're trying to really guess when it's going to be over because at some point the cliff is coming. You just don't know when. So I think at this point, because everybody knows it's kind of near, that everybody's trying to guess and anticipate when they actually going to fall off of that cliff. It could be this game. It could be sometime next season because Brady has made it clear he's coming back.
Right.
But I think everybody is just really trying to anticipate so they can, we live in I predicted that,
But didn't they have a drought after that last Super Bowl in between? I think the Seattle one was the first one they had got in years.
I mean, for them, yeah, you can call it a drought. But look how many years it takes for most teams to get back to, to
that is so true. That is
other than probably. I mean, if you look at probably since the 2000s, other than the Patriots, the only other teams that's been back multiple times, I think, I know the Steelers, the Seahawks, Broncos. And that's just here recently, really. So.
I deserve an L for that because they had like a 5-year drought, and 5 years not winning a Super Bowl. It's hard as hell to make it to the Super Bowl, and they still made the playoffs all them years except for the year Brady got hurt, if I'm not mistaken. That 1 year. So shout out to that organization in that regard.
And they still went 11-5 that year,
right?
Which is what makes me want to bring up. Actually, this is a good time to bring it up. I was thinking about this driving to work today, and I wanted to ask you your thoughts. Because it's been going around a lot, not just this year, but last few years.
Yeah,
is Brady more a product of the system, or is he really the GOAT talent? I guess just pure talent wise. What you think?
I think it has a lot to do with the system. To be completely honest, this whole talk we get in regards to Brady being like the GOAT athlete of all time over Jordan, I don't want to hear none of that. I just don't agree with that. You can't really compare football to basketball, but, I mean, at the same time, I can't put it all on Belichick because when he didn't have Brady, he wasn't winning. But Brady got there. They started winning. But I think it's the organization. It's so many pieces to it. The coach, the owner. I think – do you think – let me turn it back around on you. Do you think Tom Brady would have did the same thing? He'd have went to y'all. He'd be the GOAT right now?
Oh hell no! Because at the time when he popped, we was in our drought of sucking.
So, I'm trying to think of a team. Wasn't Dallas reasonably decent at that time?
Dallas had what 2-3 playoff wins in the last how many years? No, they weren't popping in.
I'm talking about 18. This is 18th year, right?
Mm-hmm. You talking about like early in his career, right when he
he first took over for that team. I'm trying to think of a team we could have sent him to say would he have done the same thing? Would he have? Let's say he went to the Colts. They were decent at that time, and Peyton would have went there.
Right.
You know, I guess I'm being long-winded. I think it's the system. I don't think it's all him. I think he's great, but nah.
Because I think I want to say it's the system, but at the same time, what the hell is that system? Because
that's a good point.
It's not like most teams where we know they run and shoot, or they run in the spread offense, or they have something that they consistently run. This team changes into something different every fucking week.
Yeah,
and
I mean they take it to the winning game,
right? And I think that part is Belichick and his genius and his brains. But at the same time, I give Brady his credit because not any quarterback can come in there and successfully pull off a totally different 180 game plan every single week, pretty much like he's been doing for the better part of 18 years. At some point, if you're changing game plans and things that drastically every week, most quarterbacks can't keep up with that. It takes them forever to learn one style. You might can throw some wrinkles in certain weeks, but to have somebody that can run what they do and it's different every single week, then I think that does speak to his greatness. I think when it started, it was more the system, but once he got his opportunity and he continued to study and work, that's when you go from good to being great. You got a lot of good athletes, players that come into the league, but they don't got that work ethic.
I agree. He does work. I'm not taking that away from him.
The athlete piece of it, though, to me, an athlete, you have to be an athlete.
Right.
And athletically, Tom Brady he's no athlete, okay?
I don't agree. Yeah.
So I can't give him greatest athlete. I can give him best quarterback in the league. I think he's definitely in that discussion. Of course, I'm going to be biased because I think my boy Montana is still there. But at the same time, Brady's accomplishments, you can't sneeze at that.
No, you can't shit on his accomplishments at all, but it's everybody ain't been blessed with that type of consistency either that they've had there.
Absolutely. It all works together. So to answer your question, no, he wouldn't have been this great or the GOAT at another organization because we've seen other organizations go through multiple front office changes and coaching changes and and all of that stuff. This team keeps on ticking. Belichick got how many of his coordinators head coaching jobs? Now, they ain't did shit with the jobs once they got them. But,
So technically, we could say he is the system offensively. Technically, we could say that. Because if you think about it, Bill O'Brien was running the offense. He left. Josh left. It was somebody, the fat dude, Charlie Weiss, was running the offense. He left. It was somebody else in between there, too. So, I mean, if you've changed coordinators all that time and they're still consistent doing the things they're doing, then I guess you could say he is the system. So you can't knock him in that regard, but, it's also something to having a knockout game-winning defense when it comes down to it. Make plays, get the most. They squeeze the most out of them veterans at the end. This is something we've never seen before. An organization to be consistently good this long.
Yeah, I'm saying it goes from the top down. When you look at Robert Kraft, they show his face a lot. He's in the press boxes and at games and shit, but you don't see him doing press conferences and about the team and shit during the middle of the week. You don't see that. I think they got a very good system or power structure, whatever it is. They got a good one in place, and it definitely works.
And we've been talking about it for the last few years. He's like, homie not going to play till he's 45 because he ain't got sacked this playoff. He ain't got touched.
I think it's 3 sacks in the last 8 games, 5 sacks in the last 8 games, something crazy.
So if he's not getting touched, and in today's rules, if they lightly graze the side of your helmet, that's a first down, he could probably play maybe till he's 45. How old is he now? 41, 42?
41. I think he'll be 42 sometime this year. But we know one thing why he's able to not be sacked a lot. Brady's getting that ball out quick.
Yeah, he does.
If you look at him on his 5-step drop, by the time that fifth step is planting, that ball coming out because
no unnecessary hits.
No, not at all. And a lot of stuff is short. You don't every once in a while you'll see them go deep, but for the most part, you don't. That 55, 56 touchdown year he had of course, because they had Moss, but he was really, really stretching that field. They don't have that now.
Shit, that was 12 years ago.
Right. Julian Edelman and James White, his main receivers, pretty much. All that's within under 10 yards. So he gonna get that ball out.
That deep ball so effective when he does launch it because you ain't expecting it. You nothing but slants and underneath stuff. And then he dropped that deep ball on you. You ain't prepared for it. So I don't know. I'm not shitting on him as a player. I believe he is the greatest quarterback I've ever seen. I will give him that. But this whole athlete talk, and I think a couple of weeks ago they were really talking about he surpassed Jordan. Hey man, y'all gonna stop shitting on Mike's name, man. I know it's been a long time since Michael Jordan played basketball, and all y'all know him for is the shoes in a lot of cases. Michael Jordan was great, like great.
Yeah, and in this sports climate of just having always have something to have as filler and conversation, that's where a lot of this stuff comes from. And ESPN starts a lot of it because of course they the leader as far as visually what's on TV, and because I see a lot of this stuff in the morning on the first shows that come on, and next thing you know, 3-4 hours later, by the time the cycle of all the shows have come on by 1 or 2 o'clock, it's everywhere.
Yeah, so, I done laid low this week on them sports shows because oh my god,
it's been the same.
It used to be repetitive.
Yeah,
the same thing over and over.
Exactly. Good stuff on Brady though. But going back to the game, that's actually one of the things I think the Rams are going to have to make sure that they do in order to win is they're going to have to find a way to get pressure on Brady. If he's able to keep clean, it's going to be a long day.
The Super Bowls that he's lost is when there was pressure on him and they hit him. When you leave him back there and give him time to cut you open and dissect you, you're probably going to lose. The Giants twice, Philly. He's went 5-3, right?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, 5-3. So the 3 games he's lost was against defenses that got on him. And Aaron Donald and Dominican Sue, Dante Fowler, y'all gotta earn your money Sunday. Y'all gotta be on him.
Right. And even maybe the Philly game being the disclaimer, but the Giants games, they really didn't necessarily win because they got a lot of pressure on him. They needed some lucky ass catches to win both of those games. Yeah,
but they weren't high scoring games either, though. They did their part in that regard. They kept scores down.
Right. I'm saying that to say I think if the Rams want to use those 2 games as measuring sticks, they need to do what the Giants were able to do times 2.
Yeah.
In order to win. I think they want to get this. You think they want to make it? I think they would be better off in the track meet if I'm the Rams.
Oh, absolutely.
Let's talk about them for a minute.
Absolutely, because that's what Philly did last year. Tom Brady had 500 yards passing in that game. Right. But they had to keep scoring because Philly kept that pressure on them. And, if one thing we know for sure, McVay's going to run. He's going to have that team running up and down that field, taking shots, attacking that secondary. They're going to go for it. So, but with them, they got to have Todd Gurley has to be healthy and give them something in this game. You set up that pass with that run.
Yeah, I'm looking for Todd Gurley. I'm looking for him to be an MVP candidate. He's saying nothing wrong with him. He ain't been on the injury report in 2 weeks. When he was playing in the game, he didn't look to be limping or anything. So why he was out, I don't know. But we're gonna see this week. I'm expecting them to feed him this week.
Did he get a case of the scareties?
I don't know what it was, but I know he was fumble. He had the fumble. He had another pass thrown to him that he dropped, I think. So I don't know. I just can't see if he's not hurt. And to everybody, that's got to be the only explanation because you just don't take Todd Gurley out of the game for a couple mistakes early in the game. So that was real weird. That was real weird. So if he is healthy, we definitely gonna find out this week.
Yeah, and y'all drinking that Kool-Aid saying CJ is more effective right now. CJ's cool. CJ's cool, but CJ ain't Todd Gurley. He's not. So if you want to pound CJ on the 1 yard line, hey, absolutely do that. But if you think you're gonna be able to have a 12, 15 play drive to keep Tom Brady on the sideline with CJ Anderson, that's not gonna work. That's not. So let's look at we talk about Tom Brady and how calm and collected he is.
All right.
I don't want to jump the gun, but I liked that side of Jared Goff in New Orleans. He never really seems rattled anyway. Ain't it amazing how you get Jeff Fisher out your life and shit come together?
It's amazing. Fucking amazing.
I like that side of him. He doesn't seem pressed. He ain't trying to be the star of the team. It's kind of like where Brady was them first 3-4 years, a product of the system, working under them and just, doing what's necessary.
Yeah. Now, the part about –
Go ahead.
No, I was just say the part about him being cool, calm, and collective and not seeming like anything bothered him, I think with the winning, then that goes with that narrative. Because there's another guy who just never seemed to really care. You can classify it as cool, calm, and collective. But Jay Cutler never won shit. I'm just saying he got the kind of the name, same kind of nonchalant, whatever look. You can't really tell what happened on the last play, whether it was good or bad. When you're losing, people look at that as bad body language. When you're winning, they look at that as he's so fucking poised. Look at him. He's so fucking poised.
You got a point in a sense. I will give you that. But Jay was a jerk from jump. People always said that.
No.
Always said it. But, now I was sitting there thinking of how calm he is. I don't know if he was necessarily calm the Philly game and the Chicago game when they was, choking them out when he was getting pressure on them. That was a bit different. But what he did in New Orleans, going down there, winning that game on the road, they was pressuring him just the same. He just got it done. But I think he's perfect for what what they're going to have to do on Sunday. He can't get rattled because if you think they threw the kitchen sink at Mahomes is better than him. What they going to throw at Jared Goff?
That's what I was going to say. He showed me something last week, with this 2 weeks ago, stepping up like he did with the Saints. This is going to be another level because
you hit me with that right after that game, right after New England won that Sunday. He was like, "Man, what the hell are they going to throw at Goff?"
I mean, we've seen Bill Belichick lock quarterbacks in straitjackets on a short week,
right?
From Sunday to Thursday,
right?
What the hell you think he gonna do to a second-year quarterback with 2 weeks?
And can we both? You might disagree, but the weapons on Kansas City are better than the Rams' weapons right now, right?
Let's see, Kelsey, Tyreek Hill. The Rams got what? Gurley, Woods,
Cooks.
I don't know. Maybe right when the season started, when they had Kareem Hunt and a healthy Sammy Watkins.
But hey, you said Sammy too, but this is where I'm going with that. You see how different their offense was when they took away Tyreek Hill. He had 1 catch. So let's just say they do the same thing to Cooks. Reynolds and who else is gonna beat them on the outside?
Right, and with Brandon Cooks being there not too long ago, and they did let him walk or get rid of him or whatever, they know his strengths and weaknesses.
Right.
So I think they will take him away. I think Stephon Gilmore, who's probably had his best year this year.
He really did.
He's going to be on Robert Woods, is what I'm thinking. And then I would, use who's up the corner? Is it McCourty?
McCourty will probably be on.
Well, no, he's the one
would
boy
you
is the
put
same.
McCourty on Woods, or would you put Gilmore on Cooks? Because I got a feeling you put Cooks on McCourty on Cooks, he gonna get smoked.
Well, I'm bracketing Cooks pretty much.
Okay, gotcha.
You got a smart safety, so I'm keeping him over the top, and I'm taking my
twins on him.
I'm putting the twins. I'm putting my second corner on him. I'm putting my best corner on their best receiver.
Gotcha. Okay.
So that's how I'm matching up. They don't really have much with a tight end. They got Higbee, but he ain't really nothing to game plan for.
No.
They said they're missing Cooper Kupp. Who else are they throwing to other than Cooks and Woods right now?
That's a good question.
Yeah. So that's another reason they've been going with this two-headed monster running game. Yeah. So I think Hightower and then the front seven should be able to at least maintain, the run, and not let them get off like they did against Dallas.
Right.
Because if that happens, then the Patriots in trouble.
Yeah, absolutely, they're in trouble.
But that's how I'm expecting them to hit them with some timely blitzes, fake some, disguise some things at the line of scrimmage before the snap, morph into something else after the snap, some shit maybe golf ain't seen or is not looking for. And
you remember what they did? You remember what they did to Mahomes the first half? He was on the sideline with them running that ball.
Yeah.
I can see them doing that again.
Right. And they stepped up last week shutting down the Saints run game, but, the Saints, I think they didn't run it as much as they should have.
They abandoned the run.
Yeah, but, the Rams' run defense has been, for the most part of the season, kind of shaky. Now, they're playing good now, which is at the right time. So we'll see if that continues or if they go back to their old habits.
Absolutely. And one thing you always bring up is their linebackers. I don't know none of the linebackers' names. So, but one of them linebackers is going to be matched up with James White out the backfield.
Yeah.
James White, Burkhead, you're going to be matched up with them little dudes because they're essentially slot receivers just moving out the backfield. Y'all going to have to make some plays. You're going to have to.
And, I mean, who are we putting on Gronk?
Good. You think Talib?
That's, possible. That's possible, yeah, because you really don't, see, and this is the thing with the Patriots again, man. They could come out here and make Phillip Dorsett a main receiver. You know what I'm saying? Just some crazy shit that you're not expecting. That's why it's hard to kind of try to predict what they're going to do because you don't know.
I'm assuming Peters is going to be on the outside. And if they have Roby on Julian Edelman, bless his heart.
Yeah, he their slot corner, and he going to be on him, man. Why
we got that later. Okay. We can go ahead and get on. We can get on that now. These young boys.
Why did he say that? Go ahead.
These young boys nowadays, I know y'all got that. Y'all got your swag, and y'all get to feeling yourselves. You don't give this cat bulletin board material. Tom Brady, going into the Super Bowl. First of all, who is you? Who is you? Does he not have a track record of remembering what people say and going at them, cutting them up?
Yeah. And Nikhil Roby, he tried to walk it back a little bit at media day, but it's already out there. It's already out there. And that's just one of the little things where the inexperience of this whole Super Bowl ordeal, the whole 2-week thing, can come into play. I can rest assure you, I don't care how confident he's looking in the media when he's doing his interviews. Come Saturday night, when curfew has come, and all the family's gone away, and it's just you in that room, and with your iPad, you laying in that bed and you staring at the ceiling, you nervous as fuck about what's coming the next day.
You know what's coming.
You're going to be thinking about running out of that tunnel, putting on your jersey. Damn, is Tom really going to come after me? All this shit going to be going through his head.
Yep.
Trust and believe. So we know when them bright lights come on, hey, bro, this the Super Bowl is a whole nother beast, son. It's a whole nother beast. And other than Talib, I don't think anybody on this team has been to a Super Bowl.
I don't think so. No, Sam Shields has with Green Bay one year. I think that's it. I think.
Yeah, but you don't. Okay, so it's not a lot of experience. So
at all.
It could work. It could work for you. The fact that you don't know no better. But
let me give you this.
Who
you get the advantage to? Wade Phillips or Josh McDaniels play calling?
Because
Because Wade did a good job against New Orleans. Now,
He did, but
New
Wade can be
England ain't New Orleans. Let's make that clear. They're not New Orleans, but I thought he did a good job as far as game planning for that game.
no man. Wade is good, man. He's right up there. He's one of the top ones. Nah, but I'm gonna get an edge to McDaniel's play calling. It's new, it's innovative, it's timely. They don't really seem to get in any bad plays. If they do, they got Tom Brady to check out of it.
Yep.
And at times Wade Phillips can overplay his hand sometimes a little bit, and sometimes he can be had. His defenses can be scored on. And then, to combat that, he's got people like Marcus Peters to lead. That could be a little trigger happy, a little gamble happy at times.
Yeah.
Sometimes that comes back to bite them. But Wade Phillips is a beast, but I get an edge to Josh on that.
I put this whole thing on here about who has the advantage. I don't see one thing the Rams have an advantage outside of kicker. That's it.
Legatron a beast.
Yeah, he is. And these are 2018 numbers, but just like Belichick, coach, check. GOAT, check.
Defensive line, though, definitely.
Okay, we'll give them that. But hell, they even didn't their defensive line. No, the Patriots was a low-ranking defensive line. So kicker and defensive line. That's about it. And I ain't even strictly going off their numbers, just my eye test, what I saw this year too.
Right. Even though I think New England's going to do some things, to take care of the Rams' weapons, I really kind of like. I guess from a talent standpoint, I think I maybe like the Rams' weapons a little bit better. But I know game plan and system come to play. I mean, because you look at Cooks and Woods, outside of Edelman, Hogan, I mean, he all right. Gronk is not what he used to be.
Yeah, I mean, they should on paper, absolutely. They should.
But it's just the way that they use these guys. Like they've been doing this for years. No name guys. They make it good. So again, like you said, very good system. It doesn't really matter who come in there; they can plug and play damn near anybody.
It's crazy to think that Brady's first Super Bowl win was over the St. Louis Rams,
right?
All them years ago, and now he's right back at it, playing the L.A. Rams with a chance to get number 6. It's crazy, but what else you got on this game?
Not much. I'm trying to think of some things that I thought, some other things I thought would be important.
I think they're gonna take away Cooks. That's gonna make it hard for them. You take away Cook, you're gonna have to depend on them tight ends they ain't used until they had to.
Mm-hmm.
Don't listen like they would have went out and added a wide receiver when Cooper Kupp got hurt.
Yeah, you would have thought, maybe so, but maybe. And see, this is what Sean McVay has got to take his next step in maturing.
Let's talk about him. That's a good point.
As a head coach. Of course, I don't think he can get too cute with some of the things that he tries to do, trying to counter, some of the things that he thinks Belichick is going to do. So I don't think he can afford to overthink.
Yeah.
I think, stick to a lot of what you've been doing. Make sure you consistently, unless you get down multiple scores, stay with your run game.
Yeah.
No matter how itchy you get, make Jared Goff a game manager this game.
Absolutely.
Turn around and continue to feed that ball to Gurley and C.J. Anderson, and maybe sneak in some timely plays. Maybe try to pull off a flea flicker, or just maybe 1 or 2 trick plays. But you got vets.
You don't have to shock the system. You got to.
Right. You got vets on the Patriots. They've seen a lot. They are very well prepared, and so it's going to be hard. But just make sure you stay within yourself.
Right.
And don't get too cute against this team. I wouldn't. Now, if you smell blood,
Time of
smell
possession.
blood. Go ahead. Damn, bro.
I know, right? Time of possession is going to be important.
That's that moonshine right there. That was that moonshine right there.
Get it out. That's going to be important. You know, if they're sitting on the sideline like Kansas City was,
Mm-hmm.
they're not going to win this game. They're not. You're going to have to score. You're going to have to score. And I think you need to turn Brady over twice at a minimum.
Yeah. Or no, at least make sure you get off of – when it comes to third and longs, Rams got to get off – you got to get off the field.
Right.
You have to get off the field and get your offense back out there every chance you get. If you let the Patriots convert third and long after third and long after third and long, it's going to be a long damn day for you because your defense is going to get frustrated, and it could be downhill from there.
I got to think that they dissected that Kansas City footage from that last game. I got to think they did because, he had 3 or 4 third and 10s in the fourth quarter.
Mm-hmm.
That can't happen. That cannot. You know.
It can, but at the same time, I don't think the Rams think that their secondary is anywhere near as bad as
That's
the
very
Chiefs.
true. That's
Because
very true.
a lot of those third and 10s, it was just basically blown coverages.
Yeah.
So, with the Wade Phillips-led defense and the players that they got, the talent that they got on that back end, we forgot about Joyner. They got talent back there. So, I think they should be okay. It's just the gambling with I think that gets the Rams secondary into a little bit of trouble.
We got to remember, too, Talib played, a year or two with New England? So we practice against Brady every year, too.
Yeah.
Every day in practice. I want to say he's actually picked them off a few times that they've played. So, it could go either way. But I want the Rams to win it, but I don't know if they can get it done. This seems like a machine right now. New England, that is. It really does. And they're going to reload next year. So who you got as your pick?
I've been saying the Patriots gonna win. Ain't no need for me to change it now.
Yeah.
Like I said, if they weren't in my division, then I would really outwardly root for the Rams because Gurley, that's a UGA boy.
Absolutely.
Sean McVay, he from right down the street.
Yeah.
So it's I like to lead chain snatching ass. I like Marcus Peters shit talking ass. But outside of them being in my division, I would rather them win.
Yeah.
But I'm just really looking at the end of the day, if my team ain't in it, I just want to see a good game.
Absolutely.
And wherever I eat at, wherever I'm watching the game at, make sure the snacks are good. Let me ask you this. This is something on some little bit more fun level. A lot of people making a lot of shit about the Super Bowl halftime performance and who performing, who ain't performing, who got invited, who didn't get invited. I really don't give a shit because that is my time. That's my time to refill my drink, go to the bathroom, fix another plate of food, step outside and if we got to have some extracurricular activities outside.
Yeah.
Whatever the case may be. So I never really see the halftime show anyway. I think the last one I saw was it Bruno Mars? He put on a pretty good halftime show.
I remember his
Beyonce.
Beyonce. He brought Beyonce out, but I remember she did it a few years before that. Hers was dope. But, that – man, folks need something to be upset about right now. Every day. It really doesn't matter to me who performs at the half. I'm going to go see about the wings and the nachos and get me some more liquor at the half. So, meatballs too. So,
right. There you go. Check my FanDuel, that kind of shit.
Yeah. Who cares? All right. Let's run through a few little NFL notes.
Before we go off the Super Bowl, let's pick an MVP.
Okay. Brady.
All right, let's do this. Let's pick one from each team. So
Okay.
if the Patriots win, then so go ahead. So Brady, if the Patriots win, who you got if the Rams win? Who you think it would be?
Gurley.
Okay, and I can see that. Just to pick something different, because of course everybody gonna say Brady, but I'm gonna say if the Patriots win, I'm gonna say MVP Sony Michel.
Good.
If the Rams win, I'm going Aaron Donald.
Oh, that would be dope.
I'm going
When's the
Aaron Donald.
last time a defensive cat won it? That would be dope.
You know what I'm saying? Because we saying that we think the path for them to win is to get pressure on Brady. Who else to get pressure up the middle than the best damn defensive player in the league?
The best.
Aaron, so
yeah,
that's what I'm going with. All right, go ahead.
That's a good look. All right, Goodell had his press conference today about the state of the league. Essentially, they're going to think about adding to the instant replay and do some challenges and stuff. And I don't know what to say. I mean, I know y'all mad in New Orleans, and you got reason to be. You actually have reason to be. That game would have, y'all would have probably won the game had that call went through. But I guess my issue with it is the fact that the game did not end with that call. It did not end. So, all this extra stuff that's happening and, the lawsuits, and that's fan stuff, of course. But it's just taking away from the fact that this stuff happens in sports all the time. People get jerked out of in game. Hell, if you want to go that route, hell, Chris Webber, Vlade Divac, Mike Bibby, they should all be pissed off because that ref was shady in that damn game in the Western Conference Finals that year for them. Can they say they would have won a title? Dude went to jail behind fixing games. You don't hear none of them still, filing lawsuits and that foolishness. But, I think the league admitted they went wrong. The guy blew the call. He is a human. They're saying now they're going to start using more technology or whatever. Y'all don't want robots calling the games. You don't want that. What if the robot gets a glitch? Then
right. I'm all for keeping it as judgment calls. I don't like. Matter of fact, I hate the idea of making things like pass interference reviewable. I just think when you start to do that, your intent is to do it to get certain calls that are egregious right. But there's no way to just limit it to that because then we're trying to determine, well, what's egregious? What's egregious to you may not be egregious to me. Right. And now we're opening up this Pandora's box to start reviewing all this shit that don't need to be reviewed.
And you know what's going to happen with that? Them 4 o'clock, 4:30 start times, they're going to be starting to get pushed back because they're going to be reviewing everything in the fourth quarter of them games. Well, that's the whole game. You're going to be reviewing everything. And that's just,
Yeah, I like the rules just the way they are. Just the same way that people want because Mahomes didn't get a chance to touch the ball in the Patriots game. We're only saying that because we're tired of seeing the Patriots. If Mahomes had got that ball first and went down and scored, nobody would get two shits that Tom Brady and them didn't get a chance to touch the ball again. So I think the NFL did a solid modifying the overtime rules from what they were, which was just sudden death first score. I don't give a shit if it's a safety or a field goal. First score win. The fact that the team has to go down and score a touchdown, then I think that more than makes it fair. You got an opportunity. Hey, where I see it, you got 60 minutes to win a football game.
60.
If you can't do it in 60 minutes, then let the chips fall where they may in overtime. We're not playing a whole other fucking game to appease you. No, we're not doing that.
And again, not to kick these cats while they down.
Kick them.
The NFL didn't make Drew Brees throw that interception. He didn't.
Well, he got his arm hit or something, right?
Hey, man, that's part of the game. That duck went flying in the air, and that was the game right there. That was the game. Had they walked down there, we wouldn't hear none of that shit. Had they walked down there, kicked that field goal, wouldn't have heard nothing. So, New Orleans, y'all going to be back. Well, I can't guarantee that because they suck.
No, you can't. They didn't have two opportunities these last 2 years.
Yeah. Now, in that regard, I kind of feel y'all pain. Y'all done had to go through it for a while. But, being in my division, tough break. Shit happens. So, all right, next up. Speaking of my division, Cam Newton. Last time we did a regular show, I believe, Cam was he had just sat out, and I was sitting there saying, man, when he going to have surgery? What they going to do? Right. Well, Cam had surgery last week. Cam said he feels good, feels better than expected. There is no timeline on the throwing, but I can't front. If I'm Carolina, I'm still drafting somebody. You got to look ahead, man.
You think he's getting ready to retire? Or,
No, I don't think he's going to be. I don't think he's going to retire. But at the same time, Cam's 29. Let me ask you this: this owner did not draft him. This owner didn't draft him. So if you're Cam, you're demanding the real bag, right? Like what these cats got.
Oh, absolutely.
So if you're this owner that you did not draft him, we got the one Super Bowl. You think they're going to have complications as far as getting him signed, or they just going to give him the money?
They shouldn't. He's only 29. People are playing till they 40 plus. That's what I'm like.
No, they're 40. They play to their 40 plus, but these are pocket guys as well.
Yeah, I understand, but Cam still got plenty of football, barring major injury. Cam's got more.
I'm looking more at the money, though. I'm looking more at the money, and as an owner, if you're you're gonna have to hand him at least $30 million a year. And if you're the owner,
okay,
and you know how that plays, them quarterback deals, they look real good at the time.
Mm-hmm.
If he was more, I guess I can't. He did get more refined this year, but I kind of took the owner's his comments at the end of the year as okay. They're trying to lay the groundwork now in regards to in case we don't want to pay him coming up because they're gonna have to pay him, I believe, next summer. If I'm not mistaken,
if they already have said things like that, trying to kind of maybe put it out there already, then that's a different story. I wasn't aware of that.
Yeah, you heard what he said about he might sit the year. We don't know. He'll sit that year and he'll come back, and when he comes back, his deal expires.
Now, in regards to the injury, yeah, I heard that. I'm thinking you're saying that throughout the season that they were saying some things before he got hurt.
No.
Yeah, now, with the injury, I think it's a positive, the fact that it was arthroscopic surgery.
Yeah, it wasn't major.
And that was relatively minor. From my understanding, he didn't even have to wear a sling out of the hospital.
No.
So that's a positive. Because with shoulders that can be tricky. But as long as he's healthy, man, I don't see any reason why they don't pay him unless they just really don't want him there. Now, we normally don't see quarterbacks, top 10, top 15 quarterbacks, that are still kind of within their prime. We don't see them be let go too often. So that would be kind of major, if they decided
to forward to the negotiations. I really am. Because he should, hell, if they're handing out guaranteed money to Kirk Cousins, it shouldn't be a negotiation. Because Cam's at $20 million a year right now. That was a real deal years ago. If I'm not mistaken, him and Russell are up next. How much
time he got left on the deal?
I want to say 2 years.
Oh, okay. Well, we got time before we got to talk Cam new deal. Franchise tags and all that. No. Unless he comes out here and lights it up the next year and a half, where they be like, all right, he good, he healthy, we can see him being here another 4 or 5 years. Let's go ahead and put an extension on the table. Hey man, play that thing.
It absolutely should be that. I agree with you.
I say play it out.
Yeah, I'm just looking ahead with that because I ain't like some of those comments toward the end, and I know the narrative what they want him to be, and I think he's developing that way. But you got to blame somebody. And once they fire the coach, the next thing going to be is the quarterback. And I think I think they got Ron Rivera on the hot seat this year because this guy didn't hire these people. He didn't draft Cam. He didn't hire Rivera. So I think everybody's playing for jobs and money next year. Fired the whole coaching staff this offseason. So I think it's going to be real in that regard. But you play well, you get paid. We're good. So that's that. Shout out to Robert Kraft. Did you read the comments about Josh Gordon? Okay. But basically, he spoke on his addiction and how they thought he was a good kid. And from what I got with it, they're not closing the door on him. They're paying for his rehab.
Yeah, I saw that. That's why I didn't read it because I saw that. I was like, okay, here we go again.
You know who needs to get credit for this? Meek Mill. Meek got all these cats wanting to be charitable and look out for the black folks. Robert Kraft went to see him in jail. Remember, Meek is changing the world. B.
Hey man, Kraft kind of been down for a minute though. He hang out with Rick Ross quite frequently. Let me rephrase that. He allows Rick Ross to hang out with him.
That's very true. and let me be clear. If it was me, I pay for his rehab. Perhaps it's probably a tax write-off. And I wouldn't have him on my football team again. Josh done had chances. He done had chances.
Yeah, man. Josh got to get his mind straight, man.
It shouldn't even be about They shouldn't even be talking foot. But he does get a Super Bowl ring, I hear, if they win.
Yeah, that'll be sweet. He needs to. And I don't know the dynamics of their relationship or what went on within their relationship, but that Gonzalez twin that he was rumored to be seen. If she can cook anything like she looked, you might want to go back and holler at that, boy.
You stupid. All right, that's that. We'll see what happens with Josh. I believe that is. Oh, we can do our year-end grade my squad. I got our year-end numbers on here for both teams. I'm gonna give my squad a C.
Oh, we're being generous.
Yeah, I mean, that is kind of. I mean, we were 6-2, I believe. Yeah, that is generous. I say a C minus. We were 6-2, but everything went downhill when homie's shoulder got hurt.
Y'all were what now? 6-2.
We were 6-2.
What y'all finished?
7-9.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah, you being generous.
You know what?
Because I was getting ready to give my team like a C plus. I think we did fairly good considering all the injuries and shit.
If you think about it, out of 30 teams, we finished 10th in offense, 15th in defense. I thought our defense was trash this year, like trash. Like all year it was trash to me. But 7-9. We lost. I want to say 3. I don't think we got blowed out, but once. Once this year, Pittsburgh beat the brakes off of us.
That Pittsburgh game is still so vivid.
Yeah, it was. That was the only blowout, but we lost so many close games. And if you look at most NFL teams, that's the separator right there. It's 1 year you winning all them 5-point below games. The next year you lose them, you 7-9. I can probably name 5 games we blew the last 2 minutes of the game. So I'll stand with that C. We could be better, but something got to shake, man. We let Thomas Davis walk. I believe they're going to let Julius Peppers come back because he's like 2 sacks away from being 3rd all time. So cool. Get them 2 sacks and retire like right after the game. But we got to retool the defense, man. We got to retool the defense. Devin Funchess ain't going to be there, thank God. Cut that boy. What's his name? Ryan, whatever. The free agent guy we signed and been a waste. Let him go.
Wait a minute, who? Ryan Khalil?
Khalil, yes.
Okay.
His brother retired, the center, but the left tackle we signed, Matt Khalil, he needs to go.
He didn't get the pedigree?
No, he's trash. So we got a lot to fix.
I wasn't looking at the numbers at first. I just decided to glance down. Are these numbers correct?
No, those are real.
So my 49ers, 4-12. We were 16th in total offense and 13th in total defense.
That's legit.
Let me tell you something, people. This is if no other proof has been shown to you that sometimes these numbers don't mean shit.
Yeah, but y'all played some decent games on defense. Y'all put up points too. Didn't y'all put up points?
Bruh.
Seemed like y'all was in a good bit, but you only averaged 21 points a game.
Now, there were some games, especially at the beginning toward the middle part of the season that we lost that we definitely could have won.
Yeah.
But at the beginning of the season, the defense was trash. Now, we played better as the season went along.
Yeah.
But I still, if you had to tell me we was the 13th ranked total defense, I would say you was lying. But I get it. Yeah, so and then 16th ranked offense, kind of in the middle of the pack, which is, hey, those are positive things considering we had a third string.
Yeah.
So a third string quarterback from the practice squad for most of the year. We lost 2 running backs we lost running back before the season started, and Matt Breida was in and out of the lineup all year with injuries. We lost the backup to him twice. The receivers, they going to come along, I think, next year. But Pierre Garçon, wasting money. His ass is gone. Again, we got some positives that we can definitely take from this season. I like the way my offensive line played for the most part. I think they'll just gel even better with another year. We need a number 1 receiver. so we can get business booming. But
y'all blew that. Y'all should have went and got him. What do you mean? Technically, y'all still can. Didn't Alex Smith get traded like the Tuesday after the Super Bowl last year?
Hey man, march a long way away. So we'll see what happens with that whole AB thing. Like I said, you asked me the other day, I think it's 50-50 that the Steelers work it out with them.
That's what they should do.
So we'll see. You asked me would I mortgage the farm or give a whole lot for him? I wouldn't.
I wouldn't either.
Just for the simple fact.
For a second? You think a second would get it done?
Second or third should get it done. Yeah. So I just think with the way that teams have to be structured these days, when your quarterback takes up a big chunk of the pie, I think you have to focus on accumulating as many draft picks as you can for collateral to move to get players, and also to make sure that you're drafting well and developing rookies. Because we talk about rookie quarterbacks on a lot of these teams is why these teams are able to get other players around those rookie quarterbacks, because the rookie is on a small deal. It works in reverse as well. If you're going to have your quarterback making a lot of money, then you got to do well in other areas.
That's true.
So that's why I'm not in favor of giving up a whole lot of draft picks to get Antonio Brown.
Ain't he 32?
Correct. So I think he's probably got a 2 to 3 year window still to be elite before he has a little bit of a drop off.
Absolutely.
But in 2 or 3 years, hey, that's more than enough time in the NFL to turn things completely around and try to get back contended for a championship.
Well, I don't see your future being very bright in your division, but I digress. But I will change my grade. I didn't think about the shit. Cause I was sitting there thinking, man, we were 6-2 before he got hurt. We still finished 7-9. So I'm gonna change that to a D. I'm gonna give us a D. Shout out to Christian McCaffrey. He became the best player we had on offense this year. But yeah, that's pretty tough. 6-2 to 7-9, man. It sure went left.
Yeah, I think we're gonna be in pretty good shape next year. The Rams could have a Super Bowl hangover. Some of them pieces won't be back next year because they can't pay them all. We'll see.
Y'all be lucky to go 7-9, cuz. And y'all
Okay.
won 4 games this year. I'm talking that talk.
Yeah, I see. Y'all got to come out there. Y'all got to come out there and see us too.
Yeah, sure do. You know what happened last time we came out there?
Y'all lost.
We won. We won.
That regular season game.
Yeah. Cam was trash in that game, but we still beat y'all.
That was at y'all place, though, right?
Nah, that was with y'all. We was on the road.
That's right. I'm thinking. That's right, because the last time we played y'all before that was the playoff game in y'all house.
Yeah, and Cap gave us that work. Yeah. All right, so we're gonna jump off in NFL. Good seasons overall. Hopefully, we'll be better. All right.
Right.
We got a good bit to run through here. All right, come Monday morning around 7 a.m., the NBA hijacked Super Bowl week. Well, not the NBA, Clutch Sports and Anthony Davis, Rich Paul. They hijacked Super Bowl week. Anthony Davis, let's raise a glass to him. He has finally seen the light and decided not to give his prime away to some bums, some jabronis. He finally made that choice and demanded a trade. I should have told you to have the clapping sound. He deserved it.
I'm so proud of him. I'm so proud of him. I don't even care if he goes to the Lakers or not. Just the fact that he's saying, hey, $240 million is a lot of fucking money.
That's a lot of money.
But, I want to win, and it's not going to happen here. So I've enjoyed my time, but, I like to take my talents elsewhere.
Absolutely. You can't blame them. People, I read an article today, and it was talking about the moves that the New Orleans front office has made since he's been there. They've been pretty trash for a while. You pretty much have nothing to show for Boogie. You let him walk. You let him walk after you traded Buddy Hield. Last I checked, Buddy Hield's actually balling this year. They could actually use him on New Orleans right now. They would have had Buddy Hield with Drew Holiday in the backcourt, which would have been pretty solid in a guard-driven league. You gave what's that dude's name? The dude from Houston, the big center. You gave him like $70 million. He's gone now. You gave Eric Gordon money. Eric Gordon told y'all directly, I don't want to be here. You still matched his offer sheet. You matched it. He had to play like 3-4 more years after he told y'all he didn't want to be there. But you did. They've been handing out money to suckers for years now. You telling me y'all couldn't find money to keep Rondo the way playoff Rondo showed up for y'all last year? You couldn't find money to keep him. He went to Kentucky. Anthony Davis went to Kentucky. They're homies. You kind of keep the people that he likes to keep him happy. They don't understand how to keep a star happy. They don't. I don't blame him, man. He's 25, man. He would took that little 5 year, or not little 5 years, that 240. Oh, he'd have been super rich, but you'd have been 30. That'd have been right around that time KG got traded. He was 30. It would have been the same story happening again. I got the bag, but I suck.
I heard somebody say, and they said it hit home. Anything I can buy with $200 million, I can buy with $150 million pretty much. You know, so hey,
that's so true.
I'm gonna go win.
and you know, spoiler alert, people, this shit been coming for about a year now. He signed with LeBron's agent right around the time LeBron signed on to go to LA. He bought a house a couple weeks before that in LA. This shit been coming. If y'all honestly thought LeBron was going out there and wasn't nothing gonna happen, you know, yeah, Jimmy, I ain't going to play with LeBron. Kawhi, I'm not gonna play with LeBron. You know, Kawhi doesn't talk loud, so
yeah,
you know,
I want to go to the Clippers.
Yeah. Who else is out there? Well, we're gonna talk about Kyrie in a minute, but you know that fence might been mended. Klay Thompson possibly, and KD. You know, don't nobody know what KD gonna do. You give LeBron James a 6'11" who can do it all, 25-year-old player. Okay. Now here's my issue with this. Here's my issue with the Lakers getting this done.
Okay.
I ain't handing 5 players and 2 picks.
Absolutely not.
I ain't doing that.
Who am I bidding against? Well, you kind of bidding. I guess you're bidding against Boston to a degree, even though Boston can't do a deal right now.
But why would Boston do it if he's telling you off top?
Well, I forget
it ain't been said yet. It ain't been said yet. It's circulating.
It ain't just out there for no reason.
Right.
I forgot about the fact that AD is rumored. Let me use that he has no interest in going to Boston. But if he did, and the Angels wanted to get into the pot, he couldn't do it until July. And they've got better draft picks. I'll say that. Now, in regards to the players, I'm not as confident in saying that they got the better players than the Lakers.
Let's break the youngins down then.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go position for position. I kind of Terry Rozier, Lonzo Ball.
I still like Lonzo. I just think he's still going to grow into what I'm expecting him to grow, and I just think he's going to be better in the long run. Now, right now, if I had to go in the playoff series right now, I like Terry Rozier just because he's aggressive. He's shown us that what he can do in the playoff setting. You know, so as of right now, I go with Rozier. But for the future, for a deal, I like Lonzo better.
All right, Kuzma, Jaylen Brown.
Kuzma.
Yeah, I like Jaylen. He has dog, but Kuzma can be good.
Right.
He can really be good. What's the other one? B.I., Jason Tatum. Tatum, my eyes.
I think Tatum. I don't think Tatum would be on the table for Boston. I think they would keep him. I think the players that Boston would put up would be
Marcus
Rozier,
Smart for that contract.
Marcus Smart, Rozier, and Jaylen Brown. That's what I'm thinking. That
would you entertain that phone call if you're New Orleans without Jason Tatum on the table?
I mean, no, I wouldn't. But is Boston going to part with all 4 of those guys? I don't know. Like I said,
I would want to keep Tatum. I'm with you on that. I'd try to make him take Hayward if it was me. I don't think that's
nobody wants Gordon Hayward in that contract. Well, shit, for money purposes, wouldn't Al Horford have to be a throw-in this deal as well?
Because his deal's expiring too. So technically, yeah.
Well, he got a year after this year. He got a player option after this year. And
So
I don't
he
think
got
there's
2
any
more
way
years.
he's not opting out of that shit. So
No,
he's
not
got
at
2
all.
years at $30 million.
All right, so if you put it that way, so you're saying Tatum ain't on the table. So they don't have another young player. I mean, Marcus Morris is free this summer, so you can't trade him.
Yeah, I guess how I'm looking at it as Ingram, Ball, and who's the other one? Well, Kuz, Kuz, Ingram, and Ball.
And they talking about the big center too.
Okay, Zubac.
Yeah.
Zubac.
Yeah.
And then you're looking at Marcus Smart, Jaylen Brown, Terry Rozier. Okay, I kind of player wise, I kind of like the Lakers players better. Now,
I agree with you.
Boston got better draft picks though.
The draft picks are to go.
The draft picks, I think,
good draft picks
would swing it in their favor.
Yeah,
because with the players, if you put these players on another team, I think Lonzo still is going to be Lonzo. Kuz still going to be Kuz. Bi, once he finally decides to touch the weight room and he continues to grow, I think he's going to be good.
No, you're right.
Jaylen Brown, Terry Rozier, Marcus Smart, I see them more as being perfect for Boston's system. You know
that too, and that's a good point you just made because you got to think about Isaiah Thomas. Since he got away, well, he was hurt too, but since he got away from that system, it ain't 29 points a game. Jay Crowder, since he got away from that system, it ain't 17 points a game.
Exactly.
But
I just don't see those guys
like
going
Lonzo
somewhere else and being stars. I just don't see those Celtics players going somewhere else and being possible 20-point game scorers and all-stars. The 3 that the Lakers got, I think you can. I think so.
So if it's me, if I'm Magic, well, they say Dale Dempsey ain't picking up the phone. He's so fired, but they say he's not picking up the phone. I'd send him a nice text message. You can have Zubac. I'd want to keep Kuzma. So let's say Bi and Lonzo, and a pick. That's it. I ain't doing 2 firsts. Because if you think about it this way, if everybody say LeBron pulling the strings anyhow, I'm going to get him to somewhere 20. Either way.
Yeah, but I think you want to get him in there as soon as possible. You don't want to have to wait.
You don't want to go the Paul George route.
Well, if you have to wait on Anthony Davis, remember, he got a whole another year on the contract.
That's what I'm saying. You got another year. So, I think that's what's messing with the Lakers here. Because you remember, all they had to do was give up the second pick. They could have had Paul George, but they was like, nah, we can have him during the summer. So they didn't make the trade at the time. So I'm thinking that's going to have them scared, but I just don't want to see them give up. You got to have somebody there left. You have to have a player. So if you could take, 3 of them and leave me Kuzma or Bi, I'm good. Right. I can make that trade today,
And another thing that throws a monkey wrench into this, and we can segue into that, this Kyrie situation.
Yeah.
Because if it's just going to be Bron and AD, then yeah, you definitely ideally want to keep probably Bi or Kuz.
Yeah.
You don't really want to get rid of both of them. Unfortunately, Lonzo is going to end up being collateral damage in this situation. I know he don't like it, but that's just what it's going to be.
That's just the way it is.
But if you bring Kyrie in and you got a triplet set of Bron, AD, and Kyrie, then maybe you can part with both Kuz and Bi because it's only one ball.
It's only one ball.
You know what I'm saying?
In that case, I'd rather keep Kuzma because he can spot up shoot.
Right.
I would rather keep him in that regard. But I guess it kind of falls like what we were talking about with them last summer. If they would have made the trade for Kawhi, he was still under contract. The money would have matched up. They still would have had a maximum salary slot where they could have signed Paul George. So they got to get him traded, money match, to get Kyrie to walk there. So let's jump on into this Kyrie thing. Man, ain't it funny how times change? Kyrie Irving last summer had nothing to say about LeBron James. Wouldn't even mention his name in most cases unless it was brought up. Well, about 2 weeks ago, he reached out to LeBron, said he was sorry for being the young player not willing to listen. And then last Saturday, LeBron is adding Kyrie with Instagram songs about reunions. People, LeBron James is playing chess. He's playing chess.
It's some kind of it's chess on crack at this point.
Yeah.
If they pull this shit off, this is way beyond them Cleveland years that we used to talk about. LeBron got that damn iPad out. He on the trade machine.
Yep.
He doing deals. This is some other shit if they can figure this shit out.
If they figured it, if LeBron, because it's not just him, if LeBron gets this done, Magic Johnson needs a second statue in a suit. He'll be the first player to have two statues of himself at one arena. He deserves it.
Right. Yeah.
Talk about your future being set up and your present. Because
right.
LeBron's what, 34, 33 right now?
Mm-hmm.
So you got 3 more years of him. AD's 25.
He's only 25, bro.
So by the time LeBron's ready to walk away, you getting prime AD. And Kyrie's what, 24? Somewhere around there?
Yeah, Kyrie may be a little older. Yeah, somewhere around there. Yeah, that's the crazy part. Because your prime is normally like 25, 26 to 30. You know, give or take, probably just a little bit wider these days.
I think Jordan went to around 32. Yeah. I want to say. But
as good as AD and Kyrie are, they still ain't even really hit their prime is my point. And that's kind of fucking scary.
It is. And you remember we were talking some months ago. Because if LeBron falls back, what, that's 18, 8-8?
Right.
17, 9-9? And that's falling back.
Still savvy. And the way that the game is played now, can command the paint with his strength.
I was about to say, imagine if he goes full on old school Jordan, old man Jordan, and start playing bully ball down low.
Yeah.
Who they gonna put on him? Man. Yeah. I'm interested to see it, and one of the main reasons I'm interested to see this is I actually enjoyed watching Kyrie and LeBron play together because they, he's the closer that LeBron needs, and if anything, if this year ain't shown you, Cats is making up. Drake made up with all his enemies. Shaq and Kobe was on TV crying together. Magic and Isaiah. It's the year to make up, and let's not look at Kobe's effect on Kyrie.
Very true.
Yeah.
That's little Mamba Jr. right there.
That's his man right there. So, and he's in the movies and Hollywood and all that. Boston, L.A. And, we know his affinity for the white women. It's a whole lot of them in L.A. It's a whole lot of them out there, Kyrie.
Stupid.
Because he had a boat full of them. A boat.
He was living his best life. And then another little caveat that got thrown into this. Everybody was going to L.A. this week because then you had a rumor that Klay Thompson said, hey, I might can come over there if y'all got a little space for me. If Golden State don't want to give me the max, I'll go to L.A.
So, what you always tell me, you frustrate me with it sometimes, and I be wanting to talk the future. I ain't talking about that shit. It's too early to talk about it. Well, Klay, what did he say last summer? I'm staying. Right. I'll take a team discount. Yeah, that discount sounds cool till it's time to get paid. And I don't blame him.
Yeah.
I don't blame him. Man, people, let's be clear. Steph's already paid.
Mm-hmm.
You got 2 more maximum slots you can do. Those slots have Kevin Durant and Klay Thompson's name on them. Draymond Green, you got to wait to see how it falls, player. Boogie, you playing yourself out of a deal, so you're good. But
yeah, but I say he's the way he playing. He's outpricing the Warriors right now. They ain't gonna be able to afford it.
But and I kind of want to see what happens with them. See how that whole thing plays out. But let's
because that could have a big effect on what happens with free agency.
Absolutely.
Let's say if something happens and they get upset, they don't win this title. KD can deuces, Klay can deuces, and
do you think they could convince Kawhi? If I'm Kawhi, I mean, you really can't tell with that cat. You really can't.
But this is the thing with Kawhi, and this is kind of made me think he's really going to go to the Clippers now. Did you see where he bought the $14 million
$14 million house? Yes.
In LA.
Why is he not on the trading block this year? Why?
Right. Because it ain't like most of these stars. You say, well, they buy houses all the time. No. This is Kawhi. It's 2019 and he still got cornrows. He's still driving a 97 Tahoe.
He kind of brought them rolls back though.
You know what I'm saying? Driving a 97 Tahoe in San Antonio when he's staying in like a 2-bedroom apartment or some little townhouse that whole time. Yeah. The point is the boy don't spend money.
And somebody said on TV today, they was like, "Are you gonna buy a $14 million house, and you're gonna stay in Toronto for 7 months out of the year, and you only gonna live in that house for the other 5?
Yeah.
What sense that makes?
No. Zero. Yeah.
So if I'm, what's that cat's name?
Majority Oz or something. Yeah.
Yeah, that cat. He's traded.
The Toronto GM. Yeah.
He's traded to the Clippers by the 7th. It's a wrap.
They got to ride it out because they didn't gave up assets for him.
But I'm saying you got to try to recoup something. You gonna let him walk for nothing? I mean, now I think they took the deal. At least both of us know when they traded DeRozan, that was just to get off that contract, to give them flexibility going forward. So because they knew they had no kind of commitment from Kawhi, so maybe they're looking at it from that case. Well, we'll have the cap flexibility. We'll just start over with a soft.
That's what I was going to say. I think they probably have went into this saying, "Hey, if he doesn't sign, worst case scenario, we got the cap space, and then we can, we can start over." It is the East, so it won't be as tough. We still got some this year. It won't be as tough to get right back. And some of their young players been balling this year, so
yeah, they've done a good job development wise, and it also helps when your dad moved to the West Coast. So LeBron, their dad, man, everybody knows that. So
very true.
All right, these Danny Ainge comments. It's funny how you say stuff and that shit come back to bite you after the fact. But Danny Ainge basically compared LeBron James to Donald Trump after LeBron said that he figured himself to be the best in the world after winning that title. Hey, man, LeBron's homeboy is running Clutch Sports. He also happens to be Anthony Davis's agent. The cat you trying to convince to come save your franchise with all your draft picks that you've been stockpiling all these years.
Right.
Terry Rozier is good, but Terry Rozier and Kyrie Irving. You stuck with Gordon Hayward. You stuck with him. You'll get off of Al Horford's $30 million in 2 years, so that's another 2 years, $60 million. Right. But like you said, it's the East though. So LeBron forgets nothing, people. He forgets nothing and doesn't let nothing ride. So
and he hates Boston.
You know it. So I wouldn't be upset at all if they took the L behind this at all. They got a lot of shit to figure out this summer. A whole lot. They got to pay them cats or they're going to lose them. Anyway, let's speed this thing up. Memphis has finally decided to burn it down and put Gasol and Conley on the trade block. Probably would have been even doper 2 years ago, but I digress. Mike Conley can help somebody. Yeah. Mike Conley can help somebody. I'd like to see him on Utah. He better than Rubio. You put him in that backcourt with Donovan, I'd like to see that. I can't really think of nowhere else. There's a lot of terrible teams though, but I mean that his contract, $30 million a year, bless his heart. Who gonna trade for that? But Jimmy Butler.
Well, no.
Who?
I was gonna say Portland. Portland, I think they would be better off, and this is off the top of my head. I think Conley and Lillard would be a better combo than CJ and Lillard, because Conley's going to be focused on feeding, Dame can focus on scoring and not having to distribute.
That's a good point.
Because at this point, I think him and CJ, and maybe I'm wrong because I haven't really watched a lot of them this season, honestly.
But I think they're still fourth in the West, and they don't seem like they're good. But I think
they're just battling to see who outscore each other.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. They need to make a move in that regard. I don't know where Gasol is going to go, but I would have tried to trade both of them a long time ago. That's another caveat too with this whole Anthony Davis thing. Mm-hmm. If they're going to trade him, or if they're planning to do something this summer, you trying to make your draft pick better. You're already 13th in the West. I ain't playing him.
Oh yeah. I mean,
I ain't playing them. Get comfortable. Wear nice suits. All right. Jimmy Butler has admitted that he's confrontational. We all knew that. Doesn't it seem like Jimmy's just consistently hustling backwards?
Oh, I mean, I hadn't even heard these comments. So, well, what was this on the piggy? What was this piggybacked off of? Why did somebody just ask him something, or what happened?
Yeah, I've been hearing that it's issues in Philly the same way. Jimmy seems like a confrontational guy, you know, and it's just more of that coming out. But what option do they have not to pay him?
Yeah,
Gave up 2 starters and a pick. What
yeah.
option?
Unless they start losing games and losing ground, I mean, I think they'll be fine. Everything don't have to be peaches and cream to get the goal accomplished, but you don't want shit getting too crazy either. You don't want Jimmy acting like he was acting in Minnesota.
I don't think it's there yet, but imagine when they pay him. He's trying to get to the bag now, and it seems like once Jimmy's on your team, he's the alpha.
Yeah, I mean, if the coach can handle it, then this is water under the bridge. It's when the coach can't take these type of personalities, and the other players in the locker room can't take these type of personalities. That's when you have your problems. So
I like this team, though. I like them together.
Right, I do, and and would it be in Philly, and just how gritty and hardcore that city is, just the people in general. I think Jimmy's personality fits that team to a core. I think they need to be kind of nasty and dirty, and confrontational. That's Philly. So
they get a shooter, they're gonna be a problem.
Yeah,
they're gonna be a problem. We didn't bring him up. We gotta get out of here. But Oladipo got hurt. Blessings up to you. That was a tough injury. I was watching that game. That boy's kneecap went in his thigh. That was tough.
Yeah, and that's a rare injury that basketball players really don't get. I think they said Charles Barkley had it. One other
that was
person
his last year, but he was older, of course. But you don't want to see that either way.
They said it takes your explosiveness. So we'll see how he rehab and come back from that.
And that's a good bit of his game. So that's that. All-Star starters got announced, whatever. We'll talk about that next week. We're gonna start delving more into basketball. Something I did want to mention before we get out of here. Speaking of prayers up and blessings up, the young man who was played on Empire got attacked. And it appears to be a hate crime, whatever. That's fucked up, man. They put a noose around that young man's neck and beat him.
If it happened.
Oh Lord.
I mean, I'm just saying. I'm reading the stuff, and some of this shit don't make sense.
What part?
You the star Empire, and you walk in the streets of Chicago at 2 a.m. For some fucking Subway. You get your ass beat. You go back to the hotel and call the cops 45 minutes to an hour later. When the cops come, you still got the noose around your neck.
Oh, I ain't even hear all that.
Like, what? Like, is this an episode of Empire? This shit doesn't make any fucking sense.
Oh, I ain't hear none of that. You waited 45 minutes to call the folks?
He went back to the hotel to call the police. And when the police got there, he still had the noose around his neck.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll wait on further detail.
They haven't found any footage.
Yeah, I heard I did hear that part. There was no footage, no camera anywhere.
So, I don't know. Yeah. But, yeah, something don't smell right to me.
Oh, yeah. See what happens when I do irresponsible reporting? I didn't know. I didn't hear none of that. That is very
and I was falling back from the whole story because I don't like to jump the gun because, you could be wrong. It's a kind of a sensitive topic these days.
Yeah.
But when I heard that, especially the part about, okay, I can see you maybe going back to the hotel because maybe you don't want to stay there on scene, because you don't know if it really happened. You don't know if somebody from Subway call their homies like, hey, blah, 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 come hit them up. But
so this was 2 a.m. yesterday, and all this didn't drop till damn near 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon yesterday.
And then another thing, who the hell is hanging around at Subway at 2 a.m. with ski mask and bleach?
Yeah.
I don't know. Somebody made a comment saying, because they said MAGA country or whatever.
Yeah, I heard that.
After they attacked him. But before they attacked him, they said, hey, ain't you that nigga from Empire? I don't think the MAGA crowd is watching Empire.
Nah. Nah.
So it's just like it's I don't know. I don't know. If you got a tag, hey, it is it is what it is. I ain't really trying to be a jerk. I'm just saying when I hear shit that don't really make a whole lot of sense, I
didn't hear that portion of it.
I think it's okay to ask questions until we get some validated proof. I'll just say that and leave it at that.
That makes sense. All right, let's get up out of here.
All right, hey, tell these people where to get up out of here. We went long tonight.
Yeah, we did. At ReK6000, holla at me. I talk sports.
All right, man. Y'all know what it is. If you still like me after that comment, please hit us up at AA Sports, Straight Sports No Chaser. We on Twitter, IG, Facebook. Shout out to the Urban Arena crew. You can find myself at Diego Barish. I'm on Twitter as well. Did you have something else?
Nah, I'm good.
All right, man. We up out of here. I think we done got in enough trouble tonight. For Uncle Hank, for your boy Diego Barishnikov, baby. It's AA Sports, baby. We up out of here. Y'all have a good Super Bowl weekend. Again, if you coming to Atlanta, be safe. Y'all be easy, man. Peace.